If you are over 60, 70, or 80 years old, I want you to listen to me like your life depends on it, because it just might. There's something that begins in your legs long before it shows up in your heart or your brain. Weakness, cramps, loss of strength. And I say this with a heavy heart because I have seen it too many times. People ignore the signs. They think it's just age, just stiffness, just a little cramp at night, and then one day they fall. Or worse, their independence is taken from them in a matter of seconds. That is why I need you to hear this clearly. Death starts in the legs, but that doesn't mean you are helpless. There are foods you can eat today, simple foods, natural foods that help prevent leg cramps, restore circulation, and keep you walking strong for decades. Let's begin with the truth. Your muscles don't just cramp up randomly, there's always a reason. In seniors, most leg cramps come down to poor circulation, low minerals like magnesium and potassium, and dehydration. When you're young, your body handles all this without complaint. But as you age, you lose more water. Your muscles shrink. Your nerves become more sensitive. And that's when the cramps start, the kind that hit you in the middle of the night, or the ones that make you afraid to stand up. It is your body's cry for help. And food is your answer. The first food I want you to eat immediately is avocado, not just because it's creamy and delicious, but because it is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium and potassium, two minerals that play a major role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Think of magnesium as the master relaxer. When it's low, your muscles go into spasm, and potassium keeps the electrical signals in your body smooth and steady. Without it, nerves misfire. Cramping begins. One medium avocado gives you nearly 700 milligrams of potassium and over 50 milligrams of magnesium. That is more than a banana and much more useful for your muscles. A study published in the journal Nutrients in 2019 confirmed that older adults with higher magnesium levels had significantly fewer instances of leg cramps and nighttime muscle pain. And avocado's healthy fats also help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E that protects your arteries and improves circulation. The smoother the blood flow to your legs, the less likely they are to seize up or weaken. Now let's move on to the second food. You may not expect this, but I want you to start eating sweet potatoes. Yes, sweet potatoes. These humble root vegetables are an unsung hero for seniors. They contain a powerful blend of potassium, magnesium, and calcium. All three of these minerals are vital to muscle health. And the natural carbohydrates in sweet potatoes give you lasting energy, which is essential for movement and recovery. In fact, researchers at the University of Memphis found that sweet potatoes helped athletes recover faster from strenuous exercise due to their high mineral and antioxidant content. Now think about that. If sweet potatoes can help a marathon runner recover, imagine what they can do for your tired legs after a walk or a long day. They also contain a plant compound called anthocyanin, which has been shown to improve blood vessel flexibility. That means your veins can transport blood more effectively to your lower limbs, where blood tends to pool as we age. And when blood flow is smooth, cramps are less likely. Let me tell you a story. One of my patients, 82 years old, came in complaining of nightly leg cramps so severe that he would cry out in his sleep. He was taking all kinds of supplements, pills lined his nightstand, but his diet was lacking. I sat with him and said, "Let's go back to the basics. Let's use food as medicine." I asked him to eat one avocado with lunch and add a baked sweet potato to dinner 3 times a week. That was all. No new drugs, no complicated routines. Within 4 weeks, his cramps went from nightly to none, not even once. And he started walking around his garden again. That's what food can do when used with purpose. But we're not done yet. There's one more food, and this one may surprise you. It's pumpkin seeds. These tiny seeds are one of the highest plant sources of magnesium. Just 2 tablespoons can provide over 160 milligrams of this essential mineral. That's nearly half of what many seniors need daily. Pumpkin seeds also contain zinc and omega-3 fatty acids. Together, they support nerve health, reduce inflammation, and ease muscle soreness. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2020 showed that adults who consumed magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds had significantly fewer muscle twitches and leg cramps, even when under physical stress. What makes pumpkin seeds even more powerful is that they're so easy to eat. Sprinkle them over your morning oatmeal, add them to a smoothie, or just chew them slowly as a snack. And unlike pills, the body absorbs the minerals in whole food more efficiently. That means less waste, more benefit. Now, some of you might be wondering, can food really make that much of a difference? And I say this as a doctor who has spent decades watching people suffer and recover. Yes, it can. You see, when we treat the body with respect, when we feed it the minerals it needs, it begins to heal in ways that medication alone cannot achieve. Your muscles are not just bundles of tissue, they are living systems. They respond to the choices you make daily. And when those choices include magnesium rich avocados, potassium packed sweet potatoes, and anti cramp pumpkin seeds, the results are often nothing short of remarkable. There's also something deeper going on here. Leg cramps are not just a physical nuisance, they are a warning. They are the body's way of saying, I'm running out of fuel. I'm not getting what I need. And if we ignore that signal, if we say, it's just age, that's when the decline accelerates. First come the cramps, then the falls, then the walker, then the chair. I don't say this to scare you. I say it to wake you up because you have the power to stop it. You can slow the aging of your legs with the food you put in your mouth today. And I want to be clear, this isn't about eating perfectly. This is about being intentional. Small steps, consistent actions. That's how we build strength. That's how we prevent pain. I've seen people in their 70s climb hills because they changed their breakfast. I've seen women in their 80s dance again because their legs stopped locking up at night. That is the power of nutrition when applied with care and consistency. Let's not forget one more thing: hydration. None of these foods will work if you are not drinking enough water. Muscles need fluid to contract and relax smoothly. Even mild dehydration makes leg cramps more likely, especially in warm weather. So with every bite of avocado, with every forkful of sweet potato, with every handful of pumpkin seeds, drink a glass of water. Not soda, not juice, water. It flushes out toxins, it keeps minerals in balance, and it lubricates the body in a way no pill can. I want you to think of this as your daily prescription, but not from a bottle, from your kitchen. One avocado a day, one sweet potato 3 to 4 times a week, a small handful of pumpkin seeds daily, and at least 6 to 8 glasses of water. That is your medicine. That is your path to stronger legs and a longer life. Because here's the truth no one talks about. It's not the heart attack that takes most seniors down, it's the fall, the broken hip, the immobility, and all of that begins with weak, cramping legs. But you don't have to wait until you fall. You can rise now. You can start building strength today, not in the gym, but at your table. So, to the 60-year-old man who wants to keep walking his dog, to the 70-year-old woman who wants to dance at her granddaughter's wedding, to the 80-year-old who still wants to garden, this is for you. Don't let cramps steal your freedom. Don't let weakness creep in slowly and silently. Fight back with food, with water, with awareness. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. Your legs still have life in them. Give them the minerals, give them the nourishment, and they will carry you longer than you think. Remember, death starts in the legs, but so does life if you're over 60, over 70, over 80. Eat these foods immediately, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, because strength is built one bite at a time, and your future is still walking ahead of you, make sure your legs are ready for it. If you often wake up in the middle of the night clutching your leg in pain, wondering what went wrong, you're not alone. Nighttime leg cramps are one of the most common and most overlooked issues in older adults. And while most people rush to find relief in pills or stretching, I want to talk to you about something far more powerful: what you eat before bed. Because the timing of your food matters just as much as the content. Your last meal of the day could either help your muscles relax peacefully through the night, or set you up for hours of interrupted sleep, pain, and frustration. You see, your muscles are like little engines. They require a steady supply of electrolytes, hydration, and glucose to function smoothly. When you go to bed, your body begins its repair work. But if your nutrient stores are empty or unbalanced, that repair process struggles. The muscles tighten, nerves misfire, and cramps come crashing in. What you eat before bed becomes your final fuel, and that fuel determines how your night goes. So let me tell you what works. Start with a small portion of complex carbohydrates, something like a baked sweet potato, a small bowl of oatmeal, or even a slice of whole grain toast. Why? Because complex carbs help your body release insulin slowly. This gentle rise in insulin allows magnesium and potassium to enter your muscle cells more efficiently. Without insulin's help, those vital minerals often stay stuck in the bloodstream and never make it to where they are needed most. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine in 2016 found that older adults who consumed a balanced bedtime snack with carbs and magnesium slept better and experienced fewer nighttime muscle cramps. It's not just what you eat, but when and how you eat it. Next, we have to talk about magnesium. This mineral is often called nature's muscle relaxer. If your magnesium levels are low, your muscles simply cannot calm down. And it's not about loading up on pills, it's about getting it from real food, where absorption is better and side effects are rare. A perfect bedtime option is a handful of pumpkin seeds or a small banana with a spoonful of almond butter. Bananas provide both magnesium and potassium, while almond butter brings in healthy fat and tryptophan, which also aids sleep. That combination is a powerful defense against cramps. One of my patients, a 71-year-old woman, used to wake up 4 or 5 times every night with painful spasms in her calves. We went over her supplements. We checked her labs. Everything looked fine. But then I asked her about dinner. She told me she usually had her last meal by 6 in the evening and didn't eat anything else before bed. That was it. Her body was running on empty by midnight, so I gave her a small plan. A slice of whole grain bread with peanut butter around 9:30, a glass of water, that's it. Within 1 week, her cramps were gone. That's the power of timing. Hydration is another piece of this puzzle. During sleep, you lose water through breathing, especially if the air in your room is dry. Even mild dehydration can trigger a cramp. Drinking a full glass of water about 30 to 60 minutes before bed can make a big difference. Some people are afraid they'll have to get up and use the bathroom at night, but balance is key. You don't need to overload. Just hydrate enough to support your muscles without overfilling your bladder. And make sure your dinner or bedtime snack includes foods with natural electrolytes. Coconut water in small amounts, watermelon slices, or even cucumber sticks with a pinch of sea salt can all work well. Let's not forget calcium. Calcium plays a direct role in muscle contraction. If your blood calcium drops too low at night, cramps are more likely. A small serving of plain yogurt or a piece of low-fat cheese in the evening can help stabilize calcium levels during sleep. According to a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who consumed calcium-rich foods in the evening had better muscle control during sleep and significantly fewer cramp episodes. All of this may sound like a lot, but it's not. It's simple, intentional eating. You're not trying to eat more. You're trying to eat smarter. Give your muscles what they need before you close your eyes, and they will repay you with peace. Because leg cramps at night are not just about pain, they are about what's missing hydration, missing minerals, missing balance. And when your body feels neglected, it speaks up. But the good news is that you can change the conversation. You can tell your muscles, I'm listening now, and they will respond, not with pain, but with strength, with silence, with rest. So tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself one simple question. Have I nourished my muscles? Not with pills, but with real food, with timing that honors the rhythms of your body. Because that one choice could mean the difference between waking up in agony or waking up refreshed. And I want you to wake up strong every single morning for many years to come.